So if it's okay with you, I would like to hear a little bit about what brings you in today.
I'm here because my dad thinks I have a drinking problem. I don't think I drink that much. I think he drinks way more than I do. But the conversation around alcohol lately has caused a huge divide in my family, and he said that he would really like for me to talk to somebody about it. It was more of an ultimatum, like, you need to talk to somebody about it or these things are going to happen, you know, like, you can't come to this family event, you won't be invited to this thing, you can't be around your nieces and nephews, things like that.
So you're here today because your dad wants you to be here.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I drink. It wouldn't make sense for me to be here, you know, if I didn't drink. You know, there is some truth to what he says, like, I do drink, but I don't think it's a problem. I don't, you know, I've never had an issue before. No one else has ever called me out on it.
It seems like a non-issue to you.
Yeah. I don't really want to be here. I just want to, you know, kind of check it off the list. Like, yes, Dad, I did that for you, you know, so I can, you know, go back to being part of the family. And I think he thinks it's going to be a bigger deal than that.
So he wanted you to come talk to someone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you tell me about how many drinks a week you're drinking?
I mostly drink with friends, and probably close to every night. There might be a night here and there that I don't drink, but I don't really drink alone. Like, every once in a while, if I've had like a really long day, I'll stop and get, you know, a bottle of wine or something on the way home. But I rarely drink by myself. It's mostly with friends. But probably every night, you know, we find something to do, someone's house or a bar or something. And I maybe drink 4 to 5 drinks a night.
Okay.
Over a few hours. Not that much. The people I hang out with drink way more than I do. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm being really responsible. Try to explain that to my dad, but all he hears is that I occupy myself with people who also drink, and so he thinks that it's a bigger issue, you know, that I even have friends who drink.
So he's kind of concerned about the people that you're hanging out with.
Yeah.
And that maybe that is influencing you to drink more.
Yeah. And like, maybe it does. Like I said, I don't really drink by myself, and so I guess in a way they influence me, because I probably wouldn't really drink if I weren't hanging out with them, or people in general. You know, I drink with a lot of people. It's not just that group of friends, but they drink a lot, and so when I'm with them, if I were to choose not to drink, it would make me look weird. They would probably give me a hard time about it. So I'm either getting a hard time from them for not drinking, or a hard time from my dad for drinking. I feel like I can't please anybody.
Yeah. And that's a hard place to be.
Yeah. It's like, just kind of stuck, you know.
So on the one hand, you want to please your friends, and you like doing this, so you want to hang out with them and do what you all always do. But on the other hand, you love your family, and you want to be a part of your family and the family events, and feel like you're a part of that. So you feel kind of torn.
Yeah. And my family doesn't even live very close to me, so, you know, my friends are mostly who I see during the week. It's not my family. And so I feel like if it came down to having to choose between them, you know, I shouldn't have to choose my family because I hardly ever see them. But when I do see them and we have some sort of family event and there's alcohol, you know, these days my dad's like, hey, you're not going to have anything, are you? I don't know, like, it's just frustrating that is one of the first things he says to me when I get there, is like, well, if you're going to drink, how much are you going to drink? It's like, I don't know, until I stop. I don't know, what do you want me to say? Until I black out and you have to, like, carry me home? Like, I don't know. Like, you know, I just feel, like, micromanaged.
You feel like he's treating you like a child.
Yeah. Yeah, that he's on this power trip. And like I said, he drinks way more than I do. So the fact that he's trying to hold me accountable for my drinking seems really unfair, especially because the few times that I have confronted him about his drinking, he's just like brought the hammer down, you know, and I really do think that he could have a drinking problem. I don't think I do. I mean, like, I could always drink less, but everybody could, you know. All my friends could. Everybody could. So it's not just me, and it's not just about my drinking. It's like, maybe everyone needs to reevaluate, not just me. If I have to be here, why isn't everybody else doing this too?
You're frustrated because you feel singled out, that people think it's just a problem for you, when really you feel like it's a problem for a lot of people, and your dad included.
Yeah, and it's not fair that he gets to, you know, like, hold things over my head and say, well, you really need to think about whether or not you want to, you know, be with us for Thanksgiving. You know, like, that being able to go to Thanksgiving with my family is contingent on me, like, coming to therapy for something that I don't think I have a problem with. So.
How does that make you feel when he says something like that?
I feel angry. I feel hurt. I feel really hurt because I don't feel like my family should be used as an ultimatum.
You feel like they should love you no matter what.
Yeah. And, like, let me hang out with my family no matter what. Like, I'm not going to get really drunk at a family function. I know better than that. But
you're responsible.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I know how much I can drink. I know how much I can handle. I know how much I can drink before I get in the car. And if I absolutely needed it, I would call someone to come get me. Like, I know what I'm doing. And there have been times when I've had to drive my dad home because he'd had too much to drink. So I just don't think it's fair that, you know, if we're going to single people out in the family and talk about drinking, that he's not also here with me, like, talking about how much he drinks and how it affects our family. Because maybe it does affect our family and he doesn't see it.
So it feels very confusing to you why you would have to be the one that comes to talk to someone about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like a waste of time. I mean, like I said, I could always drink less than I do. And I guess if it came down to it, like, I would if that's what it took, but why does it have to come to that? You know, like, why are you holding things over my head to get me to come to therapy? You know.
So it sounds like your dad's concerned about your drinking, but you don't have much concern about it, but at the same time you acknowledge that maybe you could drink a little bit less. Can you tell me a little bit more about that thought process? So you think that you would like to drink a little bit less?
I mean, if it came down to being what, like, brought me closer to my family, maybe, but the issue is not about, I don't know, the issue doesn't feel like that. It feels like a non-issue. Like, my drinking feels like a non-issue, so there should be no, like, plan for me to drink any less, because I don't drink that much to start with. That's how I feel.
You're not concerned about it.
Right. I don't think it's an issue, and I, like, guess I made the mistake a while back of, like, telling my dad some funny stories about me and my friends being out, and, like, you know, this person passed out, and, like, this funny thing happened, and this person did this stupid drunk thing, like, trying to get on his level, like, hey, we're both adults, we can both drink, and, like, talk about it, and it'd be funny. And he was just like, well, it sounds like your friends have a problem. And I was like, no, they just have fun. We all just have fun. We're in our 20s. We're just having fun. And you know, I think that may have made him more concerned for me than feeling like we were on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought we were gonna, you know, like, have something in common. Like, we both, like, hang out and drink. And instead it's like, I'm a child and I shouldn't be drinking as much as I do. And
you felt judged by him?
Yeah, I guess I did. Yeah, you know, just very condescended, you know, very like he was talking to a 15-year-old who like wasn't even allowed to drink, and like I'm perfectly legal, and who cares if like, you know, I've passed out some, like I'm fine now. Like he just, I'm afraid that, you know, my alcoholism kind of runs in the family. I think his mom was an alcoholic. She died. So, I don't know. Maybe he's like scared or something. But like he should be scared for himself. He shouldn't be scared about me. You know, like I have so much of my life left, and I can afford a few blackouts, and like he can't. Like he's a really successful guy. He like has a family. Like he can't, you know, like revert back to the 20s and just like drink as much as he wants to, you know, so
let me reflect back to you what I'm hearing, and you let me know if this doesn't sound right. But it sounds like your dad's pretty concerned about your drinking, wanted you to come talk to someone today, but you're feeling pretty frustrated by his concern for you. You feel like he might have a drinking problem. You feel like he is belittling you by always talking to you like you're a child, and, you know, acting like you're a young girl and not 25 years old and able to be responsible and drink responsibly. But you're also thinking maybe there's a little bit of truth to what he's saying, and maybe you are drinking a little more than you could be, but you're kind of unsure of where you want to go from here.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I could always drink less, but I don't think I should have to, because I don't think how much I drink is a problem. I don't know, I just like, I'm like back and forth about it, because like I said, if someone were to give me an ultimatum and say like, in order to spend time with your family, like you need to be drinking less, my instinct is to get angry about that and say like, why would you even enforce that on me? Like who does that? Who tells their kid that they can't hang out with their family if they don't stop drinking? On the other hand, like I don't get to see them that much as it is. And to restrict how much I see them even more seems unfair, and it seems like, you know, if they're not going to let up and change their minds, and I guess it has to be me, but that seems wrong. It seems wrong to like put your family in that corner and say change, or you don't get to be with your support system.
And you care about your family a lot, and you want them to accept you just as you are.
Yeah, and like the little ones, like, you know, my nieces and nephews, they don't care about how much I drink. They just think that I'm fun. And maybe I'm more fun the more that I drink. But a lot of people could say that about them, and they are not monitoring and micromanaging my drinking. They just think I'm cool, and they know that they don't get to see me a lot. And so I think I should just be able to go, and however much I want to drink should be fine, because I'm there and I'm showing up, and I'm not, you know, driving drunk. I'm not drinking and driving. You know, I'm like being responsible while I'm there. I don't know. They're like, if they don't know and they don't care, then I don't know why everyone else does.
You feel like you're setting a healthy example in your drinking habits.
Yeah, I don't know that it's like healthy. You know, I don't know that I would necessarily call it healthy, but I definitely don't think it's bad.